How you guys doing? This is Peter with Heroes Character Rental, and we're going to be doing part two, assembling the helmet for the Black Manta costume. Um, there are a few things that I'm going to change later on, but you'll at least you can take a look at this, and maybe this is something that or the way that you will do it. So hopefully you can look at this and get whatever you need from it. But remember, if there's something you have a question on, go ahead and write it and send it to me. Thanks. Now remember, with the top, I said I was going to cut this way and not this way. Well, actually I can cut this way because guess what? The tool seems to like that better. Cutting it this way, the tool itself wants to hit the bottom part here. So I will go ahead and cut it the way that I said. I didn't want to cut it at first. So this is what the top looked like after I cut that nipple off. Pretty gnarly, but hey, with a little sandpaper, it'll just take it right off. So now that I've done that cutting, I have the edges that I would like to glue together. But what I'm going to do first is prepare the surface. Right now the surface is pretty slick, which means the adhesive might not grab onto it very well. So I'm going to go along and sand it. I'm not going to just sand it this way, but I'm going to also go back and forth. Why? I don't know, superstition, just thinking that the grip might be a little better. So I'm going to do it both ways. I'm going to also sand inside here, just on the lip, where you can see right now the lip is pretty slick. And there is where I scuffed it up with the sandpaper. And you're going to want to try to use 60 grit sandpaper. It's pretty aggressive, but that way you don't work that hard. So remember I said I was going to only cut an 8x7 hole? Well, I did, and actually it turned out, because you see I'm holding it at an angle, actually my head could fit in it when I put it on an angle. And then I just turn it and, and that's it. So that was a really, really good idea. So I sanded the inside on both of the squirrel baffles, and did it on these edges as well too. So it should stick pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the fiberglass here, and so I'm going to actually cut about a 2-inch border that's going to actually go on it, and I'll use this hole to be able to stick my hand through and push the fiberglass piece in, and hopefully really stick good. So I took the epoxy, and using the tray that it came in, I actually squirted a lot of the 2-part epoxy in there. It says it's about 15 minutes before it hardens. Now it actually comes with a stick. It actually comes with this short stick, but I just don't like to have my hand that close to the epoxy, so that's why I bought the longer sticks. And now I'll mix it probably for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll put it on the edge and put them together. Now the other thing that I didn't say, you probably want to go get some tape. You can get regular masking tape or this blue tape. I like the blue painter's tape better, so that I can actually tape the 2 sides together. Because here's what you have to remember, is something that I was told when I first got into the industry: your hands are not a vice, so always have something else that will hold your project. Now you'll see that I've put this together, and I used the tape, and I cut it with, I took the tape and I tore it with long strips, so that I could actually put some here and then stretch it out tight and go to the bottom, so I can put some pressure on these 2 pieces. But I also found out that sometimes you get a little bit of a lip coming over another side. When you can, actually, try to put the tape over that so that you can get it more in line with everything. Okay, and then you can take a piece of cloth and start to wipe off the remnants. Now remember, I only mix it about 2 to 3 minutes. So since it said 15 minutes, so that gives me some working time in order to put the epoxy onto edges. I actually put it on both sides, each side, and then put them together. And like I said, you'll notice that they don't, even though they're made from the exact same mold, sometimes one might be a little off from the other, but they are exactly the same size, but one might be a little off from the other, and you have to just keep going around and kind of pushing it back and forth to get it to seat properly. So as you can see, excess, the better. That's less sanding or later, and that's something that we want. You more of the most of the cleanup cleanly possible, not quick. Get things on, get it work fast. You work fast, you will make mistakes. It's paid so much for this seat properly. Yes, you know what? We let this cure. I believe it says or workable after an hour. Have another part of this product. Let it sit till tomorrow. And that way, it's good and dry. It's got and to it for the eyes and stuff. Let it sit for at least an hour or two. Go inside and put on. But I just go ahead and work on the so that it gives me 24 hours, so I can because again, you don't want to fast and then end up where you use parts all over again. You just want to, but you don't to rush it. So that was part 2 of putting the helmet together. Again, this is cosplay on a budget. If I was doing it for a movie, this would really, really get intensive. But um, this is something that I think anybody can go and do and get the stuff that you need. So the next thing is going to be part 3, and it'll be again cosplay on a budget for Black Manta, putting together the helmet. We'll be putting together the eyes and a few other things to get this ready, and then probably in another 2 or maybe even 3 videos, we'll get it all done, and you'll have your helmet, and the costume itself should be pretty easy. But I am going to go into more detail about what we're going to do for the backpack. Okay? Talk to you later. Have a good one.